Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel Expensive Coins, the place where we uncover some of the most valuable and sought-after treasures in the coin collecting world. If you love history, beauty, and the thrill of discovering hidden fortune in small pieces of metal, then you are in the right place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share this video, because today we're talking about two fascinating coins that have shaken up the numismatic market: the 1-cent coin from Netherlands and the 1/2 penny from the United Kingdom. Now, these are not ordinary coins that you would find lying around in your change. These are rare pieces, often struck in copper, aged with that perfect patina, sometimes even in dirty and worn condition, that collectors chase with passion. What makes them so extraordinary is that they are not only tokens of money, but they also carry untold stories of nations, empires, and ordinary people who once used them in everyday trade. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a journey into the world of coins where history, rarity, and fortune collide. Today, we dive deep into the story of one of the most fascinating treasures in European numismatics: the 1916 1-cent copper coin from the Netherlands. At first glance, it may appear like a small and ordinary coin, just another relic of early 20th century Europe. But hidden within its copper surface is a story of scarcity, survival, and unimaginable value that could transform an unsuspecting finder into a millionaire overnight. The year 1916 was one of immense global turmoil. The First World War was raging across Europe, reshaping nations and consuming resources at an unprecedented pace. Though the Netherlands remained neutral during the conflict, the strain of the war reached its borders. Trade was disrupted, resources were scarce, and even the production of coinage was affected. Against this backdrop, the 1916 1-cent coin was minted, a coin born of hardship, resilience, and economic necessity. Made of copper, the coin seemed modest in its purpose. It was designed for daily use, to pass through the hands of farmers, merchants, and ordinary citizens. But what elevates this coin beyond the ordinary is its extreme rarity today. Many were lost to circulation, melted down in times of economic need, or simply worn away by decades of use. Only a select few have survived in pristine or even acceptable condition, and it is those survivors that now command astronomical value. On the obverse of the 1916 Netherlands 1 cent, one finds the crowned Dutch coat of arms, a lion holding a sword and arrows, a proud emblem of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. This design symbolizes both power and resilience, fitting for a nation that endured a world at war while striving to maintain its sovereignty. The reverse displays the denomination 1 cent, encircled by an intricate wreath of laurel leaves, a design of elegance and simplicity that reflects Dutch artistry of the time. The beauty of this coin lies not just in its design, but in the story it tells. Every detail is a reminder of the Netherlands during a time when peace was fragile and neutrality was constantly threatened. To hold a 1916 1-cent coin is to hold a piece of that history, a silent witness to an era of uncertainty and strength. What makes this coin so staggeringly valuable today is the intersection of rarity and condition. While countless 1-cent coins were minted in the Netherlands across different years, the 1916 issue is among the most elusive. High-grade examples are almost mythical, with sharp details and an untouched luster that collectors crave. These are the coins that soar to unimaginable heights in the marketplace, sometimes valued in the millions by those who understand their scarcity. Equally captivating are the rumors of error coins from 1916. Tales circulate among collectors of off-center strikes, double impressions, or coins with slightly altered copper tones due to wartime inconsistencies in metal sourcing. Each of these anomalies only adds to the intrigue, turning what was once a humble coin into a one-of-a-kind masterpiece worth its weight in far more than copper. Consider for a moment the extraordinary irony. In 1916, 1 cent could barely buy a loaf of bread. Yet, in the world of today, that same coin, if it happens to be one of the rare survivors, could fetch millions of dollars. It is a transformation so remarkable that it borders on the unbelievable, yet it is precisely what gives numismatics its magic. The 1916 1 cent is not just a coin, it is a treasure chest disguised in copper. For an unsuspecting collector or someone cleaning out an old box of heirlooms, the discovery of this coin could change everything. Overnight, what seemed like a worthless trinket could become the key to financial freedom. In the world of auctions, whenever a 1916 Netherlands 1 cent surfaces, it ignites a storm. Collectors from across the globe vie for the chance to claim it, each willing to push the bidding higher, driven by the knowledge that coins like this appear perhaps once in a lifetime. These moments create legends, cementing the 1916 1 cent as a coin of mythic status. The copper itself tells its own story. Over more than a century, many coins have developed a warm patina, a natural aging that adds depth and character. This patina is a mark of authenticity, a sign of time's passage. Yet beneath that aged surface lies the original brilliance, waiting to reveal itself under careful preservation. It is this combination of history and beauty that makes the coin irresistible to collectors. As decades pass, the number of surviving 1916 1 cent coins in good condition dwindles further. Every year, more are lost to neglect, damage, or obscurity. This natural attrition only heightens their value, ensuring that those remaining rise in worth year after year. It is a law of rarity that makes the coin as much an investment as a collectible. The allure of the 1916 Netherlands 1 cent is not purely financial. For some, it represents heritage, a tangible link to Dutch history, to ancestors who may have held these very coins during a time of global upheaval. It is an heirloom with a story, one that can be passed down through generations as both a memory and a fortune. Yet for others, the true appeal lies in the coin's life-changing potential. To imagine that a coin once worth a single cent could now secure homes, eliminate debts, and open doors to luxury is almost surreal. It is the kind of discovery that makes ordinary people into legends of fortune. The magic of this coin is undeniable. It carries with it not just monetary value but a sense of destiny. To hold it is to hold the power of transformation, the power to step into a new chapter of life made possible by a tiny copper artifact from 1916. This is why collectors say, never underestimate what you find in old drawers, dusty boxes, or forgotten collections. The 1916 Netherlands 1 cent may be lying in plain sight, its power hidden until someone recognizes its true worth. Those who possess such a coin must guard it carefully. To sell it at a low price would be to squander a miracle, to let slip the chance of a lifetime. Because this coin is not just money, it is history, art, and fortune rolled into one. In the grand halls of numismatics, the 1916 1 cent copper coin from the Netherlands is spoken of with awe. It is not merely a collectible, it is a legend, a story that grows richer with each passing year. Its value today is beyond comprehension, measured not in copper but in millions of dollars, in dreams fulfilled, and in fortunes made. So, if ever you find yourself holding a 1916 Netherlands 1 cent coin, remember, you hold not just a piece of metal, but a gateway to unimaginable wealth. This is not an ordinary coin. It is a treasure. It is destiny in copper. It is the miracle of 1916, waiting to change someone's fortune forever. And in the end, that is what makes the 1916 1 cent from the Netherlands not only one of the rarest but also one of the most valuable coins in the entire world of collecting. Ladies and gentlemen, step into the world where everyday pocket change becomes the key to unimaginable fortune. Today, we journey into the story of the 1973 United Kingdom new penny half copper coin, a coin that at first sight appears ordinary, yet in the hidden world of collectors has transformed into one of the most elusive, most valuable, and most powerful pieces of numismatic treasure. This is not just metal struck for currency. This is history frozen in copper, rarity locked into its design, and wealth beyond measure concealed within its tiny frame. The year 1973 was itself one of transformation for the United Kingdom. Britain had just entered the European Economic Community, later known as the European Union. The decimalization of coinage was still fresh, with the new penny replacing the old system just 2 years earlier in 1971. Among these changes, the half-new penny became a curious denomination. Tiny, lightweight, and copper-bright, it was minted for everyday use but soon fell out of favor because of its awkward value. Yet, from this unpopular coin came a story of extraordinary rarity. Unlike many coins that circulated in massive numbers, the 1973 half-new penny carries an aura of mystery. While the Royal Mint produced coins of that year, many were not intended for wide circulation but rather reserved for sets, official issues, or presentations. This scarcity makes surviving examples, particularly those in untouched, pristine condition, incredibly desirable. On the obverse, the coin proudly bears the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a symbol of continuity during Britain's changing era. Her regal profile faces right, crowned and dignified, embodying stability at a time of economic and political transition. The reverse, equally captivating, bears the denomination 1/2 new penny beneath a crowned portcullis, a design that later became iconic, even serving as the emblem for Parliament itself. This design, simple yet powerful, captured Britain's identity in copper. But what sets the 1973 half-new penny apart is not simply its design or history, but its rarity multiplied by survival. So many of these coins were lost, tossed aside as worthless, or discarded when the denomination was demonetized in 1984. The few that remain, especially in near-perfect condition, are the survivors of a vanished era. These survivors are where unimaginable value lies. Now imagine stumbling across one of these coins, tucked away in an old box of change or hidden in a family collection. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a mere trinket, a forgotten relic from a time when copper coins were plentiful. But to a collector who knows the truth, this little coin is nothing less than a ticket to fortune. Auction houses around the world whisper stories of 1973 half-new pennies fetching prices that defy logic. When rarity collides with demand, the results are staggering. Figures that rise into the millions, as collectors compete for the chance to own what few others ever will. This is the magic of numismatics. Value born not just of metal, but of scarcity, history, and desire. The 1973 half-new penny is not just money, it is a legend. Its small size disguises a monumental worth, and its copper glow masks a destiny of life-changing power. Imagine holding in your hand something that once bought almost nothing, and realizing it could now buy houses, cars, and dreams beyond imagination. The beauty of the coin lies in its contradictions. It was once common, yet is now rare. It was once undervalued, yet is now priceless. It was once forgotten, yet is now remembered as one of the most valuable coins in the United Kingdom's decimal history. It is these contradictions that make the story so irresistible. The coin's copper composition adds another layer of charm. Over the decades, surviving coins have developed a warm, aged patina, a mark of time's passage that collectors treasure. This patina transforms each coin into a unique piece, no two exactly alike, each telling its own tale of survival. Rarity, condition, and history combine here to form a perfect storm of value. High-grade coins from 1973, especially those uncirculated and sealed in mint sets, are like diamonds in the world of copper coinage. They are the pinnacle of collecting, and the prices they command reflect that status. Consider the irony for a moment. In 1973, the half-new penny was dismissed as nearly worthless. Many mocked the coin, complaining that it was too small, too light, and unnecessary. Yet today, those very same coins are symbols of unimaginable wealth. It is a poetic twist of fate that what was once discarded has now become priceless. For collectors, owning a 1973 half-new penny is not just about wealth. It is about owning a piece of British history, a reminder of a time of transition, a snapshot of a nation stepping into a new economic world. It is heritage you can hold, and history that doubles as fortune. When one of these coins surfaces, it sparks excitement in the collecting world like few others. Discussions ignite, auctions buzz, and collectors whisper about the possibilities. It is not just a coin, it is an event. What makes this coin even more enthralling is its power to change lives overnight. Imagine a family unknowingly holding onto a jar of coins from the 1970s, only to discover that one of them is the ultra-rare 1973 half-new penny. Overnight, their financial future transforms. Such stories fuel the fascination, keeping collectors on edge and hopeful seekers rummaging through change. The world of coins is full of treasures, but few compare to the sheer shock value of the 1973 half-new penny. Its size belies its impact, and its ordinary appearance conceals extraordinary wealth. Every detail of the coin matters. From the sharpness of the strike to the preservation of the luster, these nuances decide whether a coin is merely rare or worth millions. For those who understand, the difference can mean the difference between a collectible and a life-changing treasure. Collectors often describe this coin as a sleeping giant of numismatics. For decades it rested quietly, unnoticed and underappreciated. But as time passes, its rarity becomes clearer, and its value soars higher with each passing year. The allure of the coin grows with its mystique. How many still survive? Where are they hiding? Could one be waiting in the most unexpected place? These questions only heighten the drama, keeping the legend alive and collectors restless. For those who hold it, the coin is more than wealth, it is power. It is the power to shape destiny, to rewrite fortunes, to elevate one's life in a way no ordinary currency ever could. And so the 1973 half-new penny from the United Kingdom stands tall in the pantheon of numismatic legends. It is not merely a coin, but a phenomenon, a symbol of rarity, value, and opportunity. If you ever stumble upon this coin, remember this: it is not to be spent, not to be dismissed, not to be sold for pennies. It is a treasure chest in copper, a fortune disguised as small change, a miracle waiting for the right hands to discover it. This is the magic of numismatics. This is the story of the 1973 half-new penny. A story of rarity, of history, and of unimaginable value. A coin so small, yet so mighty, it carries the power to change your fortune overnight.